Look, watch where you're going.
What's wrong, man? Hey everyone, today we're going to go over how to avoid a straight punch. We've shown you how to avoid those crazy looping haymakers, which are most of the attacks, but today we're going to show you in those certain situations where someone straight punches you right down the pipe. The first thing is, if you can avoid the confrontation, avoid it. So you have to have situational awareness, which means you need to get off your phone. You can hold it, but if you're on your phone, you need to have situational awareness and be aware of your surroundings and look around. And you try to avoid it if you can. If you see a threat coming, avoid it if you can. Now, sometimes it's not. Sometimes that person's really looking for a problem. They walk out of the way and hit you. Like in with this situation, the first thing you need to do is get into a defensive stance. Put your hands up, take a step back, whatever your dominant leg is in the back here. Unlike the video where you saw earlier, I'm like here just talking like, I'm completely vulnerable. Having your hands up is going to already help you be a more advantageous and defensive position because it already starts blocking some of his potential attacks. So Jeremy's throwing his hands at me, I'm already kind of blocking a little bit here, keeping my stance open. Now, the technique we're going to show you today about how to avoid it is going to be a parry and a slip. What the goal of that is, you're going to redirect the punch and move out of the way at the same time. So the first part of that is the parry. So when he throws his punch, I just move out the way. I push his hand from the outside in to redirect it away from me, right? So from behind me, you can see it. Jeremy's punching. I'm just doing that just enough to get it off my center line, right there. The second step of this is going to be a slip. And what you're going to do is when he punches, I'm going to take jab step out, a quick little step out, and move right out to his outside of the attacking arm again as well. One more time, just like that. And now we're going to put it together. So he's going to throw his punch, I push out the way, step out, that redirects his attack away from me. I'm also avoiding to the opposite side. That creates as much distance for me to be in a safe zone from here. Now I can decide what I want to do. I can either just run away, I can push him, or if he's still engaging and he's pretty tough, here you can do a counter punch. If you still have your phone in your hand, you can chop him right in the neck right there. Alright, so now we're going to break down the footwork in more detail. So going back to how it all started, you want to get into your defensive stance first, like your hands up, foot back, keeping this like fighter stance space. So if Jeremy's attacking me, I want to keep this space. I don't want to cross my leg and run backwards. I want to keep this space so I can operate, and this is how I'm going to keep my stance going. So now, when we talk about the specific techniques and moves, we're going to start off with the parry. When you throw the punch, push out the way, you don't have to move your feet at all, really. For here, you're just going to redirect the punch out of the way and slip to the side. So the slip is when you actually have to take a step. So what you're going to do is when he punches, you can take a quick jab step to the outside. One more time, he's throwing his punch. I just got to get off the center line where he's aiming for. I'm just moving out just enough so he doesn't hit my head, and that's how you take a step first here. Putting that together, I'm going to parry, step here, right? One more time, here. Now I'm on the outside of Jeremy here. What I'm going to do here is now pivot. So I'm going to plant my foot, the one I just took a step with, and turn my other foot over here. This gives me distance and puts me in a position where he can't attack me. So I'm in a much more safer and more advantageous position now. From here, you can decide if you want to push him away, punch him, whatever it is that you feel like you can get to a safer position.